Hi guys, Cabby's wife here. I'm sorry it's been a couple of days, but I've just been in one of those moods where I haven't felt like cooking. So honestly, I haven't. And yeah, my lighting's a little bad. I'm gonna try to adjust here. And I normally cook on this burner over here, but today I'm cooking on this burner. But just for this first few minutes, I'm gonna show you what I'm doing here. Today I'm gonna make a chicken spaghetti type dish that's going to end up being baked. So what I did here was I took 4 enormous chicken breasts and I chopped them into small pieces, not bite-sized. Just I guess they are bite-sized, but they're fairly small. About maybe I don't know, I guess the size of a molar, you know, or maybe the top knuckle of your thumb. And salt, pepper, some garlic powder, dehydrated chives, dehydrated parsley, dehydrated onions, and just the sprinkliest sprinkle of cayenne for just a little bit of pow. And I will be back when I have the chicken completely cooked, and we will go from there because we are going to make a cheese sauce. Okay guys, once your chicken is cooked, then make sure the spoon's not over the flame. Then you take, remember there was a coupon. I'm still dealing with that Skinner pasta. This is 24 ounces, so I guess that's what, 2 pounds? No wait, 16 ounces make a pound. Well, this is 24 ounces of Skinner thin spaghetti. And yes, this is the same pan I cooked the chicken with. I just felt like adding the water to it and making it kind of like a one pot meal. And I didn't rinse it or anything because the seasonings from the chicken and the chicken itself will flavor the broth or the water, even though we're just going to drain the water. But I filled the pan up with some water, let it come to a boil, and then we're just going to cook our spaghetti after we add, what, about a teaspoon of salt. 2 teaspoons of salt. Don't oversalt it. We'll be right back in about 7 minutes when the pasta is al dente. Okay guys, the chicken's in the bowl, the spaghetti's in the colander, and now we are going to make our bechamel. Now you'll remember we made this with the homemade macaroni and cheese, and I thought my arm was going to fall off. So here's what we're going to do. In the same pan that we have taken all of the spaghetti out of and dried completely, we're going to melt that butter. And then when that butter melts, we are going to add we're actually going to add 1/4 of a cup of flour. And then we are going to add 2 3/4 cup of milk. And no, the husband isn't home, so I am free to use the whisk in the Teflon pan. Alright, that's about as melted as it's going to get. And I am going to sprinkle this evenly over the butter and start to stir. And I don't know if you guys remember, but from watching the macaroni and cheese, I wondered why it lumped up on me this way. Okay, we're going to let this, I'm going to continually stir it so that these little bits don't, get too brown, get away from me. But I wondered why it clumped up on me. And then I realized normally when I make a roux, I use olive oil or I use like vegetable or canola oil. And this is butter. So this is going to be, it's going to be different. I mean, that just occurred to me. I normally use oil in my roux. Now remember, you don't want to cook this for too long. Just, about a minute or, so, just to cook the raw taste of flour out of there. And then let's just, for the sake of time, say it's been a minute because I don't feel like waiting the minute. Now remember, we had the problem last time where I wasn't patient enough. Okay, well, I'm going to add the milk slowly. because the last time when I made the macaroni and cheese, I had a hard time getting that milk up to temperature fast enough for you guys. So we'll do it slow as molasses this time. Make sure you get all those lumps out of there. Oh, that's actually nice. It looks pretty silky. That is up to temperature. And I am going to break off here for just a minute to shred my cheese and ask my son how it went getting his iPad replaced. And we're back. And here we go. He just needed a hard reset done on that iPad. Now keep stirring until you see it start to get thick like a cheese sauce. And here I go again. I don't want to bore you guys with watching me make this bechamel, so we'll bring you back when it's time to add the cheese. Okay, that got where it needed to be in about 45 seconds. And while I was done, while this was whisking and thickening, while I was whisking and this was thickening, I'm sorry, I don't know where my mind is today. I was finishing up shredding the cheese. And today I am going to be using Muenster, shredded Muenster, and shredded Brie. Now, I don't normally use Brie in cooking. That is normally one of those highfalutin cheeses, you know, oops. But my mom found 2 of these for $1. And I went, and I know a lot of you know this, but some of you don't. It comes with a rind on it. It is completely optional if you want to take the rind off. I did not. I just shredded both of these. See, 2 for both. I just shredded both of these. That is really good. Let me turn that fire on. Now you're going to shred, you're going to want 4 cups. 3 for your bechamel, and this is 3. This is, 24 ounces, or no, I'm sorry. This is 12 ounces of Brie, and another 8 ounces of shredded Muenster. And that doesn't want to go anywhere for me. Now, like I said, I don't normally use Brie in cooking because it's just too expensive to use for something like chicken spaghetti, but what the heck, for $1. And it gives my mom great joy when I use the food that she gives me, you know, to make recipes and stuff. It brings her great joy. And it also brings her great joy to get on the computer and hear me say, my mom this and my mom that. So, my mom gave me this cheese, and so now we have this sauce, and thanks to my mom. Because I love my mom. She lives next door with my dad. I love my dad too. Let's see here. There you go. Now, you want to have, I'm sorry I didn't tell you this in the beginning, you're going to want to go ahead and preheat your oven to 400. And that's about as smooth as I want it. So now what I'm going to do is add some scatty. Yep, I didn't toss it with any butter or anything, and you can see now that I should have pulled out some kind of oil. olive oil, sesame oil, something. Well, I don't know if I would have used sesame oil. I would have given it some depth of flavor, but ooh, that's more for like an Asian flair. And I'm going to set that aside. And I'm going to add, oh wow, that's tasty. I'm going to go ahead and add my chicken. Remember, that's 4 seasoned chicken breasts. And at this point, I am going to put my spoon away. And I am going to toss with tongs until evenly distributed. Just like we did with the mac and cheese recipe. Just get the sauce incorporated, get the chicken incorporated. And I decided to make this because I figured y'all were sick of seeing me make Mexican food. Next week I am, in a couple of days here, I am going to break off and I'm going to start cooking with whole grain. So if you've got bulgur or barley or TVP, anything along those lines, pull it out. You can cook along. You can follow my recipe and let me know if it was a hit or a miss. Wheat Tree Bonsai gave me 2 dehydrators. So the next time you see dehydrated parsley in my hand, it will be because of Wheat Tree. She gave me 2 dehydrators. I'm going to start dehydrating my own parsley. But until then, this is HEB dehydrated parsley. And I'm going to put some on top for color and for pretty. And then, and you know what? You could even do basil if you really wanted to. And let me see here. What was I going to, oh yeah. Just so that, just to keep that basil from going crispy, I'm going to take a little butter flavor cooking spray and just hit everywhere that I have hit with parsley, just to keep that from, you know, crisping up on me. And then we are going to put it in the oven and maybe 25, 30, geez, that's heavy, 25, 30 minutes until it's golden brown and bubbly and delicious. So give me just a second here. All right, we'll see you guys in about 35 minutes. Okay, you guys, it's been 35 minutes. And remember, it's that cheesy bechamel. So you need 2 pot holders because that bechamel just makes everything so heavy. It's very rich with all that heavy cheese in it. Ah, oh my gosh. That looks awesome. Oh my goodness. Hold on, I'll get y'all closer up. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It's golden and yellow and greenish here and there. And I love looking at the edges right here. Look at that. How it's bubbling. That is freaking awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Make it. You'll like it.